Coming up on this edition of the Newsfeed, Virginia Tech supports foreign students. Find out how next.
Tired of hearing about the pandemic? You are not alone. Find out more coming up.
Halloween is 2 weeks away. Find out how the New River Valley is preparing next.
Those stories and more coming up next on the Newsfeed. Hello, and thanks for joining us for this edition of the Newsfeed. I'm Rob Sadler.
And I'm Jasmine Ayazi. Department of Homeland Security's new proposed rule has raised anxiety within Virginia Tech's international student community. However, Virginia Tech Cranwell International Center has offered support in an attempt to ease these anxieties. Newsfeed reporter Adia Golston has more.
Virginia Tech Cranwell International Center comes out in support of international students after the release of Department of Homeland Security's new proposed rules that could change student visas' period of stay. Current student visas are admitted for duration of status, meaning international students can remain in the United States for an unspecific period. Department of Homeland Security's proposed rule will remove this unspecific period and replace the period with a fixed term of 4 years.
Most students don't take exactly 4 years to finish their undergrad. And then the US could just be like, hey, you didn't finish it in 4 years, we want you out and you're not going to finish your undergrad. That would be a lost investment of like $200,000.
Cranwell International Center recognizes how this proposed rule can impact and can provoke anxiety within the international students community and has offered support to them. In a statement to the Newsfeed, Cranwell Director David Clubb states, Cranwell International Center is working closely with many partners at Virginia Tech, including but not limited to University Legal Counsel, Government Relations, University Relations, and the Graduate School to analyze all of the ongoing complex regulatory changes and to advocate for international students. Cranwell is also hosting numerous town hall meetings. The proposed rule is still in its 30-day comment period, where concerned parties can submit written data, views, comments, and arguments on all aspects of this proposed rule. Reporting from Blacksburg, I'm Adia Golston.
With internet speeds plummeting around Blacksburg, there's a company that may be able to offer residents a solution. The internet has become an essential tool in the past several years and even more essential in the time of COVID-19. Blacksburg residents have struggled with slower internet speeds due to normal copper cables. Wide Open Blacksburg, a telecommunications company, is installing fiber optic wire in order to provide faster internet speeds to single-family homes. Fiber optic internet claims to provide 10 times faster internet speeds than copper cords by using a laser light to travel through the fibers into your home.
It would be much more beneficial during these times to have, a more reliable internet source. I think if we had a better internet, then it would make the transition from, traditional classes to online classes a lot more smooth.
Wide Open Blacksburg plans to install 40 miles of fiber optic wire around Blacksburg over the next year. This means 8,000 homes will have accessibility to faster internet.
Did you know that you could be rewarded for not driving? There are many ways to get around the Virginia Tech campus, whether it is by car, bus, bike, or on foot. This month, the Virginia Tech Alternative Transportation Center is rewarding individuals who use alternative modes of transportation in a commute challenge. These include riding the bus, biking to class, or even walking your daily commute. Transportation Network Manager Nicholas Quint describes the commute challenge.
Fortunately, through one of our partnerships with Ride Solutions, they've got an app, a mobile app that allows you to kind of log trips that are, using alternative modes of transportation. Essentially, you log those trips in the app, you gain points for those trips that could be used for rewards at local and national retailers.
To get started, head to ridesolutions.org, click Create Account, and follow the steps. Rewards for the challenge include East Coasters, Papa John's, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Forever 21. For any questions about the challenge, email gettingaround@vt.edu.
Signing a lease for the next school year can be a daunting task, but how has coronavirus affected the process? Newsfeeder reporter Jinsey Stevenson has the story.
Virginia Tech students are all too familiar with Blacksburg's fluctuating housing market. However, COVID-19's impact brings on new challenges for those looking to sign a new lease for the upcoming 2021-2022 school year. Students who currently reside in Blacksburg have an advantage over those who chose to continue their education at home. Virginia Tech junior Mary Pachowski opted to stay in New Jersey for the 2020-2021 school year and is now tasked with signing a lease without being in Blacksburg.
When I signed my lease last year, I went on like a tour of the facilities to see everything, but just like not being able to see it in person. I did get pictures, so that was fine.
Amber Rakes, senior leasing consultant at CMG Downtown Leasing Offices, discussed how students have become more tentative before committing to a lease. They have also transitioned to an all-online signing process and are no longer doing physical tours of their properties. Jackson Honaker, experienced team member at the Village, talks about how COVID-19 has affected their lease signing process.
We've honestly still been leasing at a very fast pace. If someone does want to come by for a tour, they have to bring a mask in. It's limited to 4 people at a time. We check temperatures up front, and then we'll take them through and everything, but we've had to adapt.
The future of the Blacksburg housing market remains unknown. As for now, students are sticking together during these unprecedented times. Reporting for the newsfeed, I'm Jinsey Stevenson.
Draper Road has closed to provide more seating downtown, and locals are wondering if it will stay closed in the winter. Draper Road in downtown Blacksburg will stay closed in the coming months in order to continue providing seating for customers. Draper Road has been closed since mid-June in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The road was closed so that seating can be provided downtown without breaking capacity limits. With the winter season approaching, locals are wondering if Draper Road will continue to stay closed and if there will be outdoor seating.
We're going to add walls, the side walls to the tent, so it's not heated because that's dangerous and has fire code issues with unsupervised heaters in a tent, but the walls just help, take the wind out.
Restaurants downtown have had increases in business upon the closing of Draper Road, as the new seating has allowed larger gatherings of people to enjoy food and drinks downtown while still maintaining social distance laws.
Virginia Tech students can now obtain healthier meals for free. The Market of Virginia Tech was launched this fall as a means of providing low-income students with healthy meals. The initiative aims to provide 75 students with meals for 7 days, with students picking up once a week. The market offers seasonal produce, various meat and dairy selections, or vegetarian options. This was all possible thanks to a $1.5 million grant from 2 Virginia Tech alumni. Tess Blethyn, Assistant Dean of Students, says the program is an important step in getting Hokies the proper nutrition they need.
I've seen several instances of students coming in who they either just don't have enough money for food or they're not eating properly. They're eating crap because it's cheap.
To find out more about the market initiative and to fill out an interest form, please visit the Dean of Students website at dos.vtu.edu. Being a part of Virginia Tech's Homecoming Corps is an exciting tradition, but involves a lot of work. Newsfeed reporter Rachel Gaylord has the story.
Virginia Tech Homecoming has been around for more than 100 years, and in that time, many traditions have developed and changed. One tradition in particular is the Homecoming Court. At Virginia Tech, where our school motto is Ut Prosum, being a part of the Homecoming Court is not just a popularity contest, but rather it is a chance to provide service to a cause you are truly passionate about.
Seeing all the other court members' passions through their platforms and what all these different people care about and what's so passionate to them, and also why they care about it, and how our previous experiences have led us to perform and want to go through all this.
While each member of the court has been able to bond with one another of their passion for serving and the shared experience, they have also had to put in hours of time and effort into making Homecoming Week a reality.
Your primary responsibility is to present your platform to the Virginia Tech community, raise awareness for it, and then also let people know what you want to do with that platform.
This year, Virginia Tech has made the change from a homecoming king and queen to a 3-person court royalty. This is a movement to make the homecoming more inclusive to people who may be gender nonconforming, but also to make the experience more platform-based instead of just one male and one female.
You can talk to everyone just a little bit longer, spread the news about your platform because they can vote for you, they can vote for their friend, and they get another vote on top of that.
Reporting for the newsfeed, I'm Rachel Gaylord.
If you are worried about visiting home for Thanksgiving, Virginia Tech has a plan. As Thanksgiving break approaches, many Virginia Tech students are preparing to go home to their families for Thanksgiving break. The university encourages students to get voluntarily tested before traveling back home to decrease the likelihood of COVID-19 transmission. Virginia Tech student Elena Velopoulos explains why she is getting tested earlier.
Tested because even though I'm healthy and don't show any symptoms, my dad has asthma, and so if I'm a carrier for it, I just don't want him getting sick.
To get your free COVID-19 test through Virginia Tech, you must schedule an appointment before Monday, October 26th at 9 a.m. Testing will take place at Lane Stadium, and further information will be sent out on Monday, November 9th. A month into the semester, Virginia Tech began its prevalence testing program. Newsfeed reporter Devin Lee has a story.
In a message from Tim Sands, Virginia Tech announced an increase in student testing. Starting September 21st, the university will provide 2,000 open testing appointments every week, with a portion dedicated to mandatory random prevalence testing for all undergraduate students in Blacksburg. Testing is done through Shifford Health Center at Lane Stadium.
Younger people may have COVID and be able to transmit COVID, but may not always be symptomatic. And so the prevalence testing really was a way to further protect public health.
Both on and off-campus students are included in this program and can be randomly selected. Participation is mandatory with some exceptions, such as not residing in Blacksburg. Failure to comply will result in getting referred to the Office of Student Conduct. Once selected, students will receive an email that explains how to get tested.
It was honestly pretty easy. They send you when you sign up, I think we signed up through Sign Up Genius, and they send you kind of a map of where the testing is going to take place and where you can park.
So far, students have been cooperative and responsive to the program.
The 5% roughly equates to about 1,300 students. And after exemptions and all this kind of stuff, the vast majority of those students are getting tested.
Reporting for the newsfeed, I'm Devin Lee.
Pandemic fatigue is rippling across the world, an effect of months of fear and uncertainty caused by the stress and isolation due to the pandemic. 218 days ago, the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a global pandemic. Months away from loved ones and a loss of our sense of normal has caused a pandemic fatigue. Pandemic fatigue is a burnout from the intense emotions like fear, anxiety, and loneliness that many people are experiencing right now. The psychology behind this phenomenon actually correlates with our needs and motivations as humans. Scott Geller, Alumni Distinguished Professor of Psychology and Director of the Center for Applied Behavior Systems at Virginia Tech, speaks about the fatigue and its effects on us.
With this fatigue is, I don't feel productive. I don't feel like I'm making a difference. I don't feel like I'm reaching consequences, making me feel that I'm accomplishing, for example.
Symptoms of pandemic fatigue include increased irritability, low mood, lack of or excessive sleeping, change in eating habits, and a lack of motivation. Just ahead on the newsfeed, find out how New River Valley towns are preparing for a different kind of Halloween.
And want to get a socially distant workout in during cool weather? Find out how coming up. Those stories and more after this break.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
Welcome back to the newsfeed. I'm Jasmine Ayazi.
And I'm Rob Sadler.
The 2-1 Virginia Tech Hokies returned to Lane Stadium once again this week. After a 2-week trek across North Carolina, taking on Duke and UNC, the Hokies make their second home appearance in Blacksburg as they take on the Boston College Eagles this Saturday. However, like every game on Worsham Field this year, it won't be played in front of the usual 66,000-plus Hokie faithful. Tech and the town of Blacksburg announced at the beginning of the season that tailgates are disallowed and that the games would be played in front of only 1,000 people. Naturally, this is a huge adjustment for the town and its businesses, but also for the students and the team's die-hard fans that show out on any given Saturday.
It's been different. My parents come down for pretty much every game. They have season tickets, so obviously I don't see them a lot during the game, but it's always been fun to like go after the game and see them. They're bummed too because it's fun obviously to come back to Lane Stadium and watch games and just be in Blacksburg, and they went here. So
to significantly less fanfare than these teams and fans are used to, the Hokies and Eagles will kick off at 8 p.m. in Lane Stadium. You can catch the game at home on the ACC network as coverage starts at 7:30.
Fitness fanatics and outdoor lovers should prepare to adjust their workout regimen as the weather shifts to cooler temperatures. The Newsfeed's Heather Trowbridge has more.
Rain, sleet, snow, and hail can happen on any given day of the week as fall comes to the New River Valley. COVID-19 has given people across the country the chance to get outside and get moving, but now that the seasons are changing, fitness lovers need to be prepared for chilly temperatures. Sportswear like gloves and beanies, along with layering, is recommended for any type of outdoor exercise when the seasons change. Graduate student Madison Berlinghoff has a newfound appreciation for walking her 6-month-old dog Oddball, but isn't looking forward to temperatures dropping.
I like sweatshirts, but I don't like cold, if that makes sense. So I'm not super excited to start like walking around while it's like freezing outside. Can I find a way to make it happen out here? I definitely think it'll affect like his walking schedule, which will affect my walking schedule.
Berlinghoff still plans on hitting her daily 10,000 steps well into the winter.
Despite changes in the weather, Blacksburg residents are still finding time to get outside and stay active on trails like the Huckleberry.
Brant Thomas, USA Boxing certified coach, strength and conditioning specialist, and personal trainer, encourages anyone who is working out to stick to what they're passionate about.
Going outside, going for a run, whether it's getting a cheap set of weights and doing a little weight training, whether it's playing basketball, again, it's whatever you're comfortable doing. Anything that gets you moving, anything that gets you outside. Again, 2020 has been crazy. Something to just kind of deal with the stress and have a good outlet.
Thomas also suggests working out at times when there is full sun and bundling up to get the most warmth out of your workout. As unpredictable as Blacksburg weather can be, one thing is for sure. A little chill isn't going to stop residents from enjoying the beauty of the NRV. Reporting for the Newsfeed, I'm Heather Trowbridge.
Virginia Tech's McComas Hall Gym continues to enforce COVID-19 safety precautions throughout the fall 2020 semester. This summer, McComas' full-time staff began preparing for the fall, spending their time rearranging the 2 basketball courts, adding equipment, making them extensions of the weight room. In the beginning of the semester, students had to take a COVID-19 survey on the Hokie Ready app, and temperature checks were required upon entry. As the semester continued, students sent in complaints due to differences in entry requirements for the gym as opposed to dining halls. McComas reviewed this requirement but continues to enforce extreme safety precautions to make sure it remains open.
With everything like the cleaning schedule that they have and like all that the supervisors do, as well as having the time slots, it definitely helps with the amount of people that are in it, and it reduces contact, and like definitely having people wear masks. Like I know a lot of people say that it's or annoying for them, but like that's probably one of the main reasons why the gym is still open.
McComas also closes for 1 hour each day between 2 and 3 p.m. for a deep cleaning. Following all these precautions, McComas continues to operate as normal as they can.
Just because it's spooky season, it's no excuse not to stay safe. It's that time of year again where the ghosts and ghouls come out to play. Due to COVID-19, however, they'll have to find a new way to do that. As such, traditional trick-or-treating has been highly discouraged, with trick-or-treat drive-thrus being recommended instead. Towns all across the New River Valley have come up with their own drive-thrus so that children and families can still participate in All Hallows Eve. Program supervisor at the Blacksburg Community Center, Randy Hall, had this to say about Blacksburg's own trick-or-treat drive-thru.
We brainstormed a little bit and thought it's easy basically to say we're not going to do anything and just kind of, just take it like that. But we decided we would try to do something and practice social distancing and offer an opportunity for kids to participate in some fashion with Halloween.
The event is to be held on Friday the 30th. Masks will be worn by all those participating and social distancing strictly enforced. Other events will be held at Oak Lane at Virginia Tech on the 25th, the Christiansburg and Radford Recreation Centers on the 31st, and even online. Please visit their respective websites for more information. That will wrap up this edition of the Newsfeed. If you have a story idea for the Newsfeed, let us know. Send us an email at thenewsfeednrv@gmail.com. And as always, you can also connect with the Newsfeed on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching. I'm Jasmine Ayazi.
And I'm Rob Sadler.